everyone. Happy Independence Day. Well, you'd think for 4th of July I would have some really nice patriotic themed puzzle, red, white, and blue, stars and stripes, fireworks going off, but I don't. I considered it. And then I thought, not everybody who watches this channel is from the US. But I did want to represent America and American freedom for this video. So what better way to portray American freedom than by putting together a puzzle or two that is American themed, aka Americana. I've got two of them. The first one is called Silhouettes. The artist is Stephen Klein. It is a 542 piece jigsaw puzzle by Ceaco, and interestingly enough, it does not have a straight edge. The edge pieces are wavy, and it also has all of these little whimsy pieces in here. There's a picture on the back showing what I mean, and that's why it's called Silhouettes. But great picture. I like it. Very Americana. Can't wait to get started on this one. The second one I have, this one I picked up at a yard sale that was to benefit the spay-neuter group that I'm in. And so it was actually new, unopened, and so it won't be part of the unverified challenge. The Silhouettes one will be, but this one is not. This is a lovely 300 piece by Ceaco. It's called Home Sweet Home, and it's very peach themed. It's at Peachy's Peach Farm. Again, lovely Americana style. I just love it. And it should go together pretty fast. Look at this great puzzle. I love this one. I'm gonna have a hard time letting this one go, I think. This is just such a neat picture. The artist's name is Roger Nannini. Let's move back inside because it's so windy out here. I'm sure you're hearing the wind noise and the cars and my wind chimes. Got to get back inside, get started on the Silhouettes puzzle, and then, well, maybe we'll see if I want to come back out here to finish the video. So, let's go. Okay, here we go. Silhouettes by Steve Klein, a 542 piece jigsaw puzzle. How very specific. It's got a bunch of little silhouette shapes. That looks like some kind of eagle or hawk, and a bat, a squirrel, a rabbit, like a pigeon, an elephant, a swan. That looks like an apple, and a cat, and a butterfly, and a flower, and I think that's some kind of a little dog, and a goose. Somebody wrote up here 28 by 29. I'm not sure why. Surprising shapes, tricky border. As you can see, it is not a straight edge border. See, look at this border. It's not a straight edge. So finding the edge pieces is going to be tricky. Although I don't think it'll be that difficult. The image is kind of cool. It's Americana style. We've got people in an orchard. Looks like they're picking apples in the apple orchard. So I'll bet you the apple, wherever that is, the apple silhouette is probably going to be down here. This is really fun looking little picture. Got a little mill. Somebody's standing in the upstairs of their house there. There's the church. couple other places. That has a bell in it. That must be the school. That's got to be the school because it's got a bell. All right, let's get the box open and see what we've got. Well, it's in a bag. Good sign, I like that. It's in a bag. And somebody actually wrote down all of the silhouette pieces. It says moon, elephant 3 pieces, umbrella 2 pieces. So we've got all of these written down. I'll be happy to point out a few as I find them. And I might even do like some people do with the wooden puzzles and put all the whimsy silhouettes to the side and put them in last. So that would be kind of fun way to do this one. I like that it's in a bag. That gives me hope there's nothing missing. In fact, somebody wrote on here, it looks like missing piece, and then somebody came along and scratched it out. So I'm thinking if there was a missing piece, they found it. What makes silhouettes so special? Surprising shapes, special puzzle pieces that are hand cut in the shapes of familiar objects. An irregular border, no straight edges, crafted out of durable black stained puzzle board. Interesting. This is a Ceaco, as I said. So I'm imagining it's going to be a pretty neat puzzle. I can see that it's a little bit put together still, but the pieces fall apart easily enough. I'm not worried about that. These are very large pieces. That's a little bit nice because they're easy to hold, but at the same time, they're very slippery, so this many pieces is going to go sliding all over my table. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start sorting things out. Pull out some shapes as I find them. And let's see what this fun one looks like when it's done. Right now, I'm not seeing any of those whimsy silhouette pieces at all. And I'm a little nervous about that because I'm not seeing any of them. So if I'm not seeing any of them, oh wait, here's one. Whoo! There we go. A crescent moon. And that is probably an edge piece. But I was afraid for a second that maybe somebody, whoever wrote down that list of pieces, took all those silhouette pieces out and put them in a separate bag, and then that separate bag never made it back into the box. But I think they're all here. Here's a heart shape. Alrighty. It doesn't look like 542 pieces. They're so big, it looks like a lot fewer pieces just because of the size of them. All right, let's see what I got going. This is interesting. I've discovered a new wrinkle in this. This is over here, I think these are all of the edge pieces, or maybe not all of them, but that's the ones I've picked out as edge pieces. This big pile here is what I consider, close to regular pieces. These pieces are all either the pieces that surround the silhouette pieces, or they are pieces of the silhouettes that I can't put together just yet. These are the pieces that are either a single one, like this flying goose here, and this looks like an albatross, butterfly. That looks like a bell. Or it's half of a piece. Like that's half of the swan. And so the other half is going to be up here somewhere. And I'll show you with what I found here. See, this looks like the front half of a horse. And this looks like, I don't know what that might be. Something with a tail. I'm not sure. But you can see here, this umbrella is in two pieces. So that makes it even trickier than it was. Because now these two pieces go together, but they don't lock together. They just sit next to each other. Oh, I can see that this puzzle is going to have plenty of trickiness to it. I don't see really a point in spending too much time on the edge pieces, just because, you know, I could probably do the sky. I might be able to put some of those together. But I think it makes more sense to just start working on the buildings and getting them together instead. So that's where I'm going to start. Okay, well, this was fun and fast, an easy puzzle. Not the greatest quality. The pieces are very large and sturdy, but they fall apart if you breathe on them too hard. So just have to be careful there, but I really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun. So now we get to look at all these little silhouette images. And I'm going to look at the note that this other person left. There's an umbrella, which is in two pieces. I have that one right here. Ooh, here it is. There's the umbrella, and that goes right there. Where's the moon? Here's the moon. Crescent moon there. Put that guy there. I don't know about the elephant. There's the bell. That is the bell. This is the bell. That goes there. And we have a flower. This looks like a dove, actually. There's a heart. I'm not sure what that is. And I don't know what that is. I think that might be the elephant, actually. Let me see. That might be the elephant. Turn this around like this. And let's find the front of him. Here's the front of him. Maybe that's the elephant. Yeah, I think that might be the elephant. Okay, so there's the elephant right there. And that's a little squirrel there. That's a little doggy there. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's the flower. Okay, the swan, that's in 2 pieces. And I got, here's the front half. Where's the back half? Where'd you go back half? Here's the back half. So there's the swan and the dog. The dog is in 2 pieces too. But I thought this was the dog. And it's definitely not 2 pieces unless there's more to it that I'm not seeing. Okay, I guess that's the dog. There we go, that's the dog. So that was the dog. But it's funny because just that top piece looked kind of like a dog by itself. The teapot, that's right there. Here is the teapot. And we have a horn. This is the horn. That's the horn. There's another bird. So let me just pick a bird here. Now let's just do this bird. There. And the cat. Okay, here's the cat. There's the cat. A star. Okay, I found part of the star here. Where's the rest of the star? There's the rest of the star. So here's the star. I'll pull that out there. So that's the star. Put that in there. The horse. I lost him. Where'd he go? Here he is. Here's the horse. So here's the front half of the horse. Back half of the horse looks like a squirrely thing, so that must be the back half of the horse. There we go. A goose in flight. That's this guy. So he goes here. A goblet. I guess this is a goblet. Okay, I'll put that there. Then we have an apple, and that's 2 pieces. So here's one part of the apple, and here is the other part of the apple. A candle. Okay, that must be what this thing is. A candle, I guess. And that goes there. And then we have the hot air balloon. So there's part of it there. Oh, there it is. There. Okay. I had just taken it out. I just now took it out, so I knew it was in there. Okay, there you go. The butterfly. There's the butterfly. The squirrel. That's this guy right here. Squirrel. Here's a heart. There it is. And then this is actually the edge piece over here. Looks like there actually are 2 edge pieces missing here because I don't see them anywhere. Let's feel it all across the top of the puzzle. And there's no pieces there. That seems like that's it. I don't see any more pieces laying anywhere. This puzzle, except for those 2 pieces, is done. That was fun. Well, guess what? They took a very unexpected bounce in another direction. But they're here. My goodness. How could I get so lucky? Looky there. And then here. That's the last one. I found those with my feet as I started to walk away from the table. It's done, and no missing pieces. The streak continues. Okay, let's get right into it. Ceaco 300 piece, Roger Nanini, Home Sweet Home. And we're just gonna get right on this. Let me get the box open. If I have anything to say while I'm doing this, I'll probably make it a voiceover. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I have to put on some more music. Give me just a moment while I change CD and CD player. Glory, glory, So the border is like all this gold color all the way around, but it's different shades, so it's easy to tell which is the top and which is the bottom. I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous. Okay, I had to pause my music because I want to point something out. There's a 9 in this cloud. Can you see that? A 9 in a cloud. And it makes me wonder, if I really not looked at this picture very closely, that there would be a 9 in the cloud. You know, it just looked like Peachy's Peach Farm. And the name of it is Home Sweet Home. I love these cows. You see those cows? Oh my God, those are so cute. But I don't know why there's a 9 in that cloud, unless there's a lot of other things that are in here hidden. It didn't say anything on the box about, you know, putting little Easter eggs like that in there. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go back to it. I just thought that was funny that there's a 9 just printed right there in the middle of that cloud. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I want to take a walk, and then I'm going to come back and eat dinner, and then I'm going to start this again after dinner. Well, I lied. I went for my walk, and when I got back from my walk, it was starting to get dark, and my cats were hungry, and so, well, I just didn't get back to it. And also, my sound bar on my TV decided it didn't want to work anymore. So I have to troubleshoot that and figure out what the heck is going on with my sound bar before I can continue with this. Okay, so I got that fixed, and I will be playing my tunes here in just a minute. Problem I have is that the darn thing does that occasionally. It doesn't do it often enough for me to remember how to fix it every time it does it. So then I always forget, how did I fix this the last time? And so since I don't know how I fixed it, I have to go through the same thing I went through the last time, which is basically you unplug it, plug it in a few times, you push every single button on the bar and on the remote, and you just hope something sticks. So I've done that, and it's now working, and I'm going back to some tunes, and you can go back to your tunes unless I have something else I want to say. Okay, tune time. Was fun. A nice, easy puzzle, and it holds up really well. So no problems picking that. This is a fun one. Boy, I tell you, this is the kind that you like to have around. Just, if you have an hour to do something. It's very appealing, especially to a child or an older adult or something like that. This one is going to go to the library because I met a lady at the library when I was there the last time who specifically looks for 300 and smaller count puzzles because she works with dementia patients, and they don't generally like to do larger puzzles. They like to do the smaller, easier puzzle. I really like this one. This is nice. This is a great puzzle. I had so much fun doing that. I hope you made it all the way through this very long video, and I hope you enjoyed the music I played. That's probably going to do it. Let me do a flyover real quick because there's a lot of really cute things in here, and I want to point them out before I do the flyover, just so you know what to look for. Got all these little chickens here. This is the hen house. So there's all these chickens, and there's just baskets full of eggs all over the place, full of eggs. This is a little carrot garden. We have a rabbit statue here with a sign that says free carrots. And we have a table set up here that is selling peach jam. We have a welcome sign here, and this couple with their little cat and a bucket full of eggs are welcoming people. Then we have over here, it looks like, I'm not sure what this is. We've got pies, and it could be apples or peaches. I'm not sure. I think it's peaches because this is the peach farm. But they have jugs of peach juice, I guess it is. Baskets full of peaches. We have a horse with a cart full of peaches. We have more of these jugs full of peach juice, I guess it is. I've got a lady sitting here. I'm not sure what she's doing. She's just sitting there. She's got some things around her and a little cat. We have a pink sheep, some white sheep, peach and cider. So I guess this is peach cider. I've never had peach cider. I don't know how that tastes. But up here we have a little doggy looking out the window. Table full of pies. We have a little fountain here, and these are green. So I'm thinking these have to be apples and not peaches, even though this is a peach farm. Over here we've got another, like a thing for making cider. We have another cat over here and chickens staring at the cat. We got chickens on the roof, birds. Another barn over here. Let's see what that barn is. I guess it's just for storage. And there's a truck going to deliver some peach something to somebody. Here's more orchards up here and a house back here. And this says, have a peachy day. Peachy's Peach Farm. Chickens all over the roof, birds in the sky. And we have these cows over here, including this one very interesting colored cow. And there's a cow in the barn with a little orange cat. And we have a cat in this window and a chicken. Now there's chickens everywhere in this puzzle. Anyway, this looks like a fun place. I would like to visit Peachy's Peach Farm. If this place existed, I would go there and visit. I can't say enough good things about this puzzle. This is just a great puzzle. All right, but that's it. I have to stop, and because it's done and this video is long, and that's going to do it. Fun. I loved it. I loved it a lot. Peach pie is something I'm really sad I gave up when I stopped eating sugar. I miss peach pie. I might just have to cave in and eat some at least once this year. How can I let a summer go by without some peach pie? I loved that puzzle. Again, I'm gonna have a hard time giving that one up. That's one I could do over and over. It went together so fast. And what did you think of the silhouettes puzzle? Wasn't that neat? It looks like an older puzzle to me, don't you think? Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you wouldn't mind, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, hit that notification bell so you know when the next one comes out. Anyway, I hope that you are enjoying the 4th of July, even if it's not your Independence Day. And I hope you enjoy your life.